Hey guys, well, I was running some ammo on my press the other day on my Dillon, and I was having some problems with the primer feeding system here. So here's the whole unit out of the machine here, and it wouldn't do it all the time. And those are the ones that'll drive you crazy because they only happen once in a while. And I could feel when I brought the handle back, something just wasn't right, and I didn't force it, take it out, and I would find, you know, the primer would be out of the cup, it would be lodged, there would be a primer lodged down here, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I took it apart the other night after I got home from work and just looking at it and trying to figure out what was going on. And now I got the spring out of it now, but the other night when I was playing with it, it would do it with the spring in it. So what was happening is, if you look in there, you can see a little shine on the inside. The other side has the same thing. And as this came out, you can see it won't go. It was doing that with the spring also, but not all the time. So what would happen, it would hang out like that, and then all of a sudden it would snap out like that. The primer would flip out of that and fall on this trough over here. So that's what the problem is. So I'm just going to take a little material off of that, and you can just see it just wants to press in, and it doesn't always do it, but it does it enough that it's a pain in the neck. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this apart, and I'll just put this on the lathe and just polish these sides. They're pretty rough, and you can even see a rub mark over here. You don't want it too loose because it has to be able to center up inside. At first I thought it was that little plastic piece in there. I've had them get distorted and mess things up, but that's still intact. And like I said, there's some shiny spots on the inside there where that cup rides. So okay, I'll take this apart and I'll show you the progress on this. Okay, I have the primer feeder assembly out. This is for the large pistol. If you never took one of these apart, it's not hard. Just hold on to the top of the cup like that, get the right size Allen wrench, and just crack that loose. You don't have to take a screw all the way out. It'll pop. I just felt it pop right there. So that'll pull out like that. It has a small indentation right there where the screw locks into it, and then the cup just comes right off like that. So I think what I'll probably do is leave the cup on it, or the inner part of the pushing device in, and chuck that in the lathe, put it tight, and just go on this maybe with some you know, wet and dry, just to smooth it out, maybe touch it with a file a little bit. And it's not very much, but that's how I'm going to clean this up. Okay, I got it chucked up in the lathe here. I did measure this thing out before I started. It's pulling in at 370. So I think I'm going to go over a little bit with a fine file, and then some 400, and see what the number is, put it back in the unit, and see if we have any hang-ups with it. So you could probably do this in a drill press just as easy, or even a handheld cordless drill, anything to spin it. But this is what I have, so here we go. Well, it already looks a lot better. Now I can see this loosened up on me. I'll have to retighten it. So I'll get this done, get it polished out, and try it again. So you get the idea what I'm trying to do here. Okay, just got done polishing this thing up. I'll see if you can get a focus on that thing. It looks a lot better than it did. Checked it, took about 2 thousandths off of it. It was 370 and I'm like 368 now. And I checked it and it ran in the unit smoothly. So to reassemble this, just gotta slip that on, slip our spring on like so, and put that in the hole, and just press down on that whole unit straight down, and then we just tighten up our screw in there, snug that down like that, and now we're back into business there. So this, slip this back in here, let's see, this way, okay, no, it's going to be that way. Now you can see it just free falls, no hang up at all. So just a little minor adjustment. This is a production machine, and it's like anything else I say, whether it's a production gun or production machine, it's not finely tuned. So little stuff like this doesn't bother me as long as I can figure out what's going on. So the other thing I may do, I may just go in with a small file and just make sure there's no little burrs on these two raised portions of that, and that should solve the whole problem right there, guys. So if you have a problem, this is off a Square Deal B, it may be that. So alright guys, hope this helped out. See ya, have a good 4th.